What's up, everybody? So we're out in the shop with another Shop Talk Tuesday, and we're going to do this one kind of old school style. The way that I used to do these, they were more commentary based, where I talked throughout most of it, and I gave y'all some pertinent knowledge that helped knife making or just creating in general. And then I would give y'all a little rundown about what we have going on in the shop, the projects that we have that's coming up, stuff like that. And we're going to do this one kind of like that. So I've got a topic that I'm going to talk about today. We've actually got a couple of topics that we're going to talk about today. And then we're going to go into what we have coming up for both future projects, the giveaway, a few cool things that are going to be happening in the future for the channel. So if y'all are interested in that, make sure you watch this, because we got all that stuff that's going to be happening. And I don't typically talk about a lot of this in the videos that we have that come out with me building stuff and all that. So the topics, if you want to call it that, for today are going to be a few different ones. So we're going to have one that is just talking about me like making knives, whether I do commission pieces or I don't do commission pieces, how you would purchase a knife from me if you wanted to purchase one of the knives or something like that. We're going to talk about that because I get that question a lot. So I figured, what the heck, might as well give you all the rundown of how to be able to either pick up a knife from me or have me make a knife for you, what it typically entails, and what you got to do to kind of, you know, achieve those end results, if you want to call it that. Plus, I'm going to talk about myself for just a little portion of it, because we do have a lot of newer people to the channel that might not know much about me other than the fact that I make knives on YouTube. So we're going to talk about that, and then, like I said, upcoming projects. So first things first, you want to buy a knife from me. That's not the easiest thing to do. So whenever I first started making knives, I did a few commission pieces and things like that, and I like doing those, but trying to do those and the YouTube builds, as well as have a 50 to 60 hour a week full-time job, just doesn't really work out. So if you email me and we can come to an agreement on a commission piece that I think fits in with the channel, then yeah, I'll probably go ahead and do that. But typically, whenever people want to commission a piece from me, they want me to make one of the knives that I've already made. 9 out of 10 times, it's making the knife from the heirloom video. I'd say, yeah, 9 out of 10 times I get asked about that from people all over the world. They want me to recreate that knife. I made a total of 4 of those knives. I did 1 for the actual heirloom piece, then I did 3 for other people, and a couple of those were family members that really liked it, and I changed them up just a little bit compared to the one that I did for the heirloom piece, because that was uniquely made for that person. Now, if you commission a piece from me and I make it, it's typically a one-off piece. I'm not going to recreate it. And the cool thing about you commissioning a piece for me to make is typically I'm going to do a video series on it, because I'm not really going to take a commission that I can't film, because I already have so much stuff going on that if I'm going to make a knife, I should be able to film it and show you all the things that we do with that knife. I mean, that's the whole point behind this. I make knives. A lot of them I make for myself because I'm a knife collector first. And the cool thing is, if I see a knife, I can go, cool, I like that knife. I'm going to build that knife. I'm going to do it my way, and it's going to be awesome, and I get to keep it. So, but anyways, for commission pieces and things like that, I've got to be able to figure out, does that work within my timeline for YouTube videos? Does that work within my timeline for extra time that I might have here and there. If it doesn't, I won't take on the commission piece because that's doing a disservice to the person who commissions it. For one, because it would take forever for me to complete. And two, it does a disservice to my family because I would be taking the time away that I have for them to be able to add in some extra time for knife making. So typically, whenever I'm in the shop working on knives, I am working on a build series or maybe something a little bit in the background for myself. But I can prioritize my family over my own knife build whenever I have that time. I would prefer to do that as opposed to prioritize a random commission piece over my family time. So that's the reason why I don't typically take on commission pieces. And if I do, it's going to be something that y'all will see. Now, if y'all have really cool ideas for me to make something that y'all would like, email me. The email's in the description below. Send me an email. Send me a message on Instagram, Facebook, whatever you want to do, and we could talk about it. And if it makes sense, I might just take it on. Now, if you want to buy one of my pieces that I've already made, I post those here and there on the TRE Workshop Facebook page. So if you're not a part of that, I've got a link for that in the description below too, so you can go check that out. I don't typically post much, like I don't do many sales posts on there because that is a forum now where everybody gets to talk about their builds and all that stuff. Every once in a while I'll do a singular post where, hey, I've got X amount of knives for sale. If you want one of them, cool. And then you just message me and I can tell you the price of it. But I don't post often on there saying, hey, here's a piece for sale, here's a piece for sale, here's a piece for sale. I'll do a lot. And I'll go like, okay, I've got these 6 knives. First come, first serve on who wants which one. And you can purchase it through that. Now, if there's a particular build that, and I still have most of the builds that I've made for YouTube. If there's a particular one that you want and it's available, all you gotta do is message me. Like, you don't have to just message me on Facebook. You can message me on Instagram, email me, do any of those things. And if it's available, I'll tell you, yeah, cool, that's available. It costs this much. And if you want to buy it, cool. If you don't, that's perfectly fine because I'll just keep it because most of those builds are built for me or for me just to have for a while, you know? And yeah, but everything's for, well, I wouldn't say everything's for sale. Some of them are not for sale. Some of them were my first times ever making some of the stuff, so those, of course, are going to stay mine. But always feel free to ask. You know, the craziest thing I can tell you is, no, that particular one's not for sale. But most of the time, it's going to be a, yeah, you can scoop that one up if you want to. And if you get one of those, it's cool because you have a full build series based on that particular knife that you get to show your friends and everything, which is really cool. So yeah, if you want to purchase a knife from me, that's the way to go about doing it. I will have other things coming up that you can purchase. Planning on doing hats. Y'all know I've always got a hat on. I won't have a hat on very much longer because I'm almost at a point now to where my hair can be pulled back up. If y'all have watched my old videos, you would know that my hair used to be long and I always had it pulled back up into a ridiculous coffee drinking man bun. I don't drink coffee, but yeah, you know what I mean. Hipsters. But when it boils down to it, I'm going to do some hats. I'm going to do probably some shirts. And whenever we hit that point to where I decide to go ahead and pull the trigger on that, I'll let y'all know where to actually scoop that stuff up from. Now, okay, that was the commission pieces. And if you want to buy a knife from me, how to do it. What I want to do now is talk a little bit about myself so that the people who are new to the channel might be able to have a little bit of info about me. Now, I've been making knives for about 2 years now. I've been a knife collector for well over 20 years, but I have been making knives for about 2. I've always sharpened my own knives and done that particular aspect of this, but I had not decided to make a knife until one day I was talking to a friend of mine that is actually one Forged in Fire, and I was just picking his brain on different things, and then I was like, you know what, I'm going to go ahead and I'm going to try and make my own knife. You know, he was making knives in his one-car garage, and he ended up winning his Forged in Fire episode, making a sword and whatnot out of his one-car garage. So I thought, if he can do that, I should be able to do something along the lines of that. So got myself a 1x30. I had a whole bunch of woodworking tools, so it was a lot easier to be able to do some of this stuff. But sure enough, I got a Nicholson file and had some wood that I just salvaged from a Nordic track, of all things. I think I've got a little piece of that somewhere around here. Yeah, oh, there it is. Literally one of the rails off of a Nordic track. Yeah, if you've ever seen those, it looks like a big skiing machine. So yes, I did a Nicholson file and wood that was salvaged off of a Nordic track to make my first knife. And that was really cool. I didn't know if it was going to be a successful thing. I mean, if you want to check out that video, I'm going to leave it in the description below. You can go check it out. It was one of my first knife videos. I had done a couple of like knife videos where I reshaped knives and reprofiled them and redid the edges on them and stuff like that prior to that particular build, but that was the first time that I ever turned something that wasn't a knife into a knife, which was really cool. And then it just went downhill from there. It was just like, ooh, I'm just going to start making knives. I was still planning on doing more vlog style stuff with this channel at that point. I hadn't, whenever I made the first knife, I hadn't decided, hey, I'm going to be a knife making channel at that point. It was still in early on in my YouTube career whenever I did that first knife build. And, you know, started catching on a little bit with people wanting to watch me do the whole knife thing. And then I had a video go viral, which was the heirloom knife. So making an heirloom knife out of a antique file. I did that video, and I was not expecting that to go viral. I hadn't had a viral video at that point. I think I might have had 150, 160 subscribers whenever that video went viral. And it was crazy. It was absolutely nuts. That is the point that I decided, okay, maybe I am a knife channel. Because it just, you know, exploded from there. You know, I went from, in a whole year, I got like 150 subscribers. And then for just a little minute there, I mean, I had like hours where I was getting that many subscribers. And it was crazy. Absolutely nuts. Was not expecting it. And it just, you know, blew up. And then it kind of leveled out a little bit. And then I was able to start putting out more and more videos. I decided to do a daily vlog. And I did 72 vlogs in a row. I released a video 72 days in a row. And that was whenever the whole pandemic thing started and we went into the lockdown thing. And I was like, you know what? I'm not, you know, working at, I was working, but I wasn't working every single day like I had been leading up to that. And I had the time, so I decided, you know, I'm going to go ahead and try this. I'm going to make a daily vlog, and I did it. Like I said, 72 vlogs back to back, which is a massive undertaking. It is a lot of work to do that many videos in a row, and it was awesome. I will tell you that if this could ever hit a point to where this offset enough of my income to where I didn't have to work as much as I work, I would probably go back to doing, at least 5 vlogs a week, because I could go through and do all of that stuff and, give y'all more info, break down the day-to-day process of a person who works in a knife shop and does that stuff. It would be awesome, but we aren't at that point yet. We did just break 20,000 subscribers, which is absolutely awesome, and thank y'all for that. Hopefully this year we just keep growing and growing and growing. Things that will be growing, of course, is the shop, and I'll talk about that more in here in a minute. But we had that video go viral, and then I've had a few videos since then go viral as well that are in the over 100,000 view range, and a bunch of videos that are in that 20 to 30,000 range. I've lucked out in this process of me being able to be, I wouldn't even call it semi-successful within YouTube. There's a lot of people that make knives and do this type of stuff that have 500,000 subscribers, 1 million subscribers. A few of those people I get to talk with for a thing that we have that's coming up, and they never planned that they were going to get to the subscriber count that they have, but they have that because the particular type of videos they make work well with people who don't even have any interest in knife making, because they're more ASMR based. They don't talk during the videos. It's just tools and noises and them creating videos. And I could probably do that, but I like the aspect of me being able to impart knowledge through this channel for y'all. And I get a lot of people, I get the random, maybe 10 comments a month of, dude, you talk way too much in your videos. The funny ones is whenever I get that comment on a Shop Talk Tuesday, where it's primarily commentary based, and I started off with hey, this is a commentary based thing where I talk pretty much the whole time, and they're like, dude, you talk way too much in your video. Yeah, because that was the talking video. So yeah, there was a lot of talking during it. But I personally like doing the educational side of this, and helping y'all learn while I'm learning, and letting y'all see all of the different things as we're going along and going through it, because this is my whole thing, is just like I've always told y'all, it's experience, learn, teach. You experience the thing, you learn from that experience, you teach what you've learned. That is the biggest thing that I can do, for both my family, for the people that watch these videos. I go off of the Rivers experience is the whole point. Y'all get to see what I'm doing throughout my experience in this particular hobby, and y'all get to see what I've learned from the different things that I've done, and hopefully I can teach y'all something in the process. But that is a little bit about me. Now, whenever it comes to the stuff that we have that's coming up, we are going to have, of course, the cable Damascus build that I'm working on. I'm also going to have another cable build where I'm taking 2 sections of cable and I'm going to forge them into square rods, and then I'm going to forge weld those together, and I'm going to make a bigger cable Damascus billet where I'm actually stacking 2 cables on top of each other, forging them out, doing all that stuff. But that'll make more sense whenever we actually start doing that. I need a bigger billet for a particular build that we have that's coming up, for a little challenge thing that we have that's going to be happening. And y'all are going to get to see that. Plus, we have a cool 2-handed drop point recurve, knife swordish thing that I'm going to be doing. It is like a knife that you can use as a hatchet if you wanted to. It's going to be pretty cool. we have that's going to be coming up. Plus we have both a Go My build, a Kumai build, and a Sandmai build that are going to be coming up. And we'll be doing those as we start going through and building new things. We've got a lot that's going to be happening. A lot of layered steel. I'm going to be doing a high layer count Damascus, all forged by hand. It'll be, I think by the end of it, my goal is to hand forge a 500 layer Damascus. So it's going to be a pain in the butt, and my elbow is going to be really sore when it's all said and done. I'll probably look like this side will be bodybuilder and this side won't be. But we have that's coming up. Plus we have the shop build that I'm going to be starting here soon. I, of course, went through and did a bunch of organizing with the two shops and all that stuff because I'm going to have to take some of the stuff that's in there and put it inside this shop for a little while I am in the process of demoing part of that shop and then starting the build process. It's going to be interesting doing these particular builds. I'm probably going to have to like set up something outside with like a tent thing that I can still use the, because I've got other concrete that I can use for my anvil and the forge area and all that stuff, but I have to figure something else out so that I can still do those videos while I'm working on the shop and everything. So we have that coming up. I've been able to take on a couple of people for semi-sponsorish type things, and I'm going to be giving y'all a couple videos about them here coming up, but we'll see how that goes. Yeah, I sold one of my cars in order to make this shop thing happen. So we'll see how that goes. I had like 4 cars, so I'm down to 3. But I sold one of those in order to be able to fund the build process on this shop, and hopefully y'all really like that, and hopefully y'all like the series that's going to be coming up with that. But there you go. That's a lot of stuff that we have that's coming up. Guys, thank y'all for the 20,000 subscribers. Thank y'all for doing what you do. I'm excited about the next Damascus build giveaway, or the next build giveaway that we're going to be doing at 50,000 subscribers. I might have already told you what Damascus is going to be in this video, seeing how only, it might be like a 500 layer knife. So if y'all would, tell your friends and family to subscribe to the channel so we can hit that mark. Guys, thanks for coming by. Thanks for giving me your time. Y'all have an amazing day. Y'all stay safe out there. I'll catch y'all next time.